Hey everyone, welcome back to Trains of Lark. Normally I'm not so much of a product review kind of guy, it's really just not my thing. However, this past week I ended up acquiring this amazing looking Seaboard 442 streamlined style steam locomotive, and I thought, you know what? Why don't I try something new? So we're going to be reviewing this amazing engine today on Trains of Lark. Before I dive into the model itself, a little backstory on these particular engines. Seaboard never actually had streamlined 442s. Although they did have streamlined steam locomotives, they never were designed anything like this. Instead, these are actually steamers based off the Milwaukee Road's Hiawatha Atlantic types, which ran from Chicago to the Twin Cities in the late 1930s through the 1940s. Moving on to the model themselves, these were first cataloged in Lionel's 2024 Volume 1 catalog, and then they began arriving in late 2024. They made other variations, including the Milwaukee Road, Chicago Northwestern, and Union Pacific. Now, these particular locomotives are inspired by the Seaboard Railroad's Orange Blossom Special Train, which ran from New York City down to Miami, Florida from the late 1930s through the mid 1950s. The first thing that you're going to notice about this locomotive once you see it is the striking colors of it. It doesn't have just that black steam locomotive color that we're all used to seeing. Instead, this has got a mix of yellow and black and red and a dark orange kind of color. This is common for streamlined steam locomotives, as in the late 1930s, when people were starting to come out of the Great Depression, people wanted more flashy colors, more Art Deco inspired, and that's what these particular locomotives were about. As for the detailing on itself, I felt like Lionel did an excellent job in terms of bringing the streamlined look to life. The other thing that I really liked about it was the fact that, hey, you can open up the boiler front, and there you can see kind of the inside of the streamliner. With this being a legacy locomotive, it means that it's going to have a fan-driven smoke unit, which puffs out a lot of smoke. And the neat thing about this particular model is it has what's called pop-off valve smoke, which is basically a release of excessive smoke in real life. Well, in this particular model, it means it really loves to smoke itself. Moving on to the tender itself, I really like the colors that Lionel did with this particular engine. The only criticism I have about it is the fact that it's an oil-style tender when Seaboard really loved using coal-style tenders on there. So, but hey, given the fact it's a fantasy scheme, it is what it is. All right, so that's enough about the model. Let's go ahead and let's fire her up and let's see how she sounds.
Train 1 brakeman, let's get an application for continuity test. Good application, okay to release. Train 1 brakeman, we have good set, good release, good continuity on timetable train number 1. Over.
That's a roger. Good set, good release, good continuity on timetable train number 1. Out.
One of the neat things that I admire with Lionel about these particular models is the fact that in addition to steam whistles, they also have two air horns, which makes sense because the locomotive that's based off of, the Milwaukee Road 442s, actually never had a whistle. Instead, they had an air horn. So with the 5 whistles that Lionel provided, 2 of them are air horns while 3 are whistles. So without further ado, let me go ahead and let me run them, and that way you guys can understand what they sound like. Alright, so that's enough of the review, so let's go ahead and let's get her running.
This is the dispatcher. Take the green. Over.
Roger that. Green boards out.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to subscribe for more great content coming in the near future, and I'll see you next time.